Hey y'all, Conservative Brother Daily here, back with another CBD reaction. Need to talk about the Venezuelan gang escalations. Um, it's been something we've been talking about for a while on the show, and the chickens are coming home to roost. So this is something that once again we could tie back to once again the southern border, the way it's been opened up by the Biden administration the last few years, and as you can see, these are members of the Trend Day Aruga gang. And, these things, this has been happening in Colorado, Illinois, Texas. There was a thing I read this week about them taking over like a Texas oil field or something along those lines. And the level of kind of gaslighting and, oh, this isn't happening, and how dare you, this is just people trying to protect their families, or they're just, it's the whole kind of, they're just doing everything they can. And so it's not until it happens to them that they might wake up. But it's the whole, like, it's kind of like that saying, if you're young and conservative, you have no heart. If you're old and liberal, you have no brain. And we're just continue to see this going on as a result of the kind of Biden Harris open border, where people are going to continue to take advantage of the weakness that us as a country is showing. When you once again decide to open the borders and you don't have any vetting system, you don't have any like citizenship classes, you have catch and release. People can come back 3 years after their release date to court, and like they'll ever show up. And it's unfortunate to where this is when Andy Frisella talked about this, predicted this, that there's going to eventually be race riots, and he's always like 2 years ahead on everything. Race riots between the citizens and once again the people coming in, and it's all part of the globalist agenda, destabilization of America. You own nothing and be happy. You're not going to fight with other citizens. Illegals that they're going to make a protected class. They're going to give benefits to. They're going to give favor, amnesty, and we're not going to be second class citizens. It's coming, and the people that keep denying this, they're going to be the ones on the receiving end. The useful idiots that they're going to be like, oh, by the time they realize what's happening, it's going to be way too late for them. They're either going to be a victim of some sort of crime themselves, or, who knows. But a lot of us have been talking about this for a long time. And once again, I say that I am pro legal immigration. That's legal immigration. I think, once again, that's one of the fabric, as cliche as it says, when there's people coming here with crafts, with skills, they're escaping like communism, socialism regimes, and they come here with a skill set, something to contribute. When they go through citizenship classes, where they go through training, green card program, it's a process that, yeah, it may take a long time, but we come here knowing who we're bringing in, their skill set, their values, or even if they came from a impoverished country, or communism values, they want to learn. They're going through the citizenship classes and vetting the process. I have no issue with that legal immigration. Yeah, is it slow? Is there not able to accept everybody? Is it a multi-year long process where people, it's difficult? Yeah, but that's been the vetting process, and that's what's made the country, run the way it's supposed to. But unfortunately, you have once again a lot of these bleeding heart liberals that fall for the propaganda that the globalists are pushing to make you think everybody come across the border. If we do any sort of border security, oh, you're pulling parents from their children. Well, if you did some research, you would know that there's more human trafficking, child and women trafficking today than ever before. And the biggest funnel of that is through the United States. So when you're just saying let everybody in, don't look into them. They're just, you're letting people take advantage of your bleeding heart. And this, once again, people of all colors who are going to take advantage of that. Most notably, the cartels, the fentanyl. They're not only bringing people in. Not only are they having children who may have been kidnapped who are going to get sold into child labor slavery, but they're making mules out of them. They're sending them over with fentanyl. Whether they're, uh, I know there's the NGOs that are working a lot with these left wing organizations. They're providing the maps along the routes into South America. They're making mules, fentanyl mules, out of the men, women, and children that the cartel agrees to traffic over. And then on top of that, if they come over as mules, they're also going to be used as for labor for sex trafficking. And the biggest statistic or thing going on is that these kids come over with these parents and they're not vetting the parents. They're not vetting, it's the DHS came out where there's over like 80,000 missing children over the past 3 years, or that just happened. They're sending these kids with these parents. We don't know who they are. They're claiming, oh, they're so and so. There's no voter ID. I mean, there's no ID. There's no DNA to see if this parent with this child is actually the parent. You got the DHS scandal where basically there's kids saying they've been abused. They don't know this person. They're claiming they don't know this person that they're with, and then once again DHS is just shipping them off. So this is a big racket that's been going on a long time. DHS is complicit. Biden, Harris, DOJ, they're all complicit in this. And once again, they continue. You see more of the center left wing articles that are just running this, oh, race riots, and and they're just gaslighting the public where don't pay attention when what's going on. It's not happening. But if it is happening, it's bumped and it's found out. Oh, it's good that it is. So this is just an escalation beyond. Um, you know, this is coming. So there's even that guy, like a black Chicago resident, who called them out on TikTok. So go look into that. I would just say that it's unfortunate it's coming to this. Get out of the cities if you can. Eventually they might come to the suburbs of the country. So either way, we might be screwed. But the cities will fall first. So definitely, um, yeah, prepare, guys. This is the world that this is the world that Biden and Harris created when they opened the border 3.5 years ago, without any regard for human life. The number of kids and women that are killed, the barbed wire, like even making the trip over, and once again they're being used as drug mules, and then once again, like I said, not all of them, but I think a majority. I say half to 2/3 of the people coming over here. Not only is the women and child thing, but it's like a lot of them are military age males. These aren't like just random families seeking asylum. Yes, there's maybe like a third to a quarter of those who are legit. They're the parents with their kids, but a lot of times they're being escorted by the cartel. Their family's been threatened back home, so they have to make the trip over in order to be a drug mule, in order to be, or to be trafficked. And once again, you have what was the point I was about to make? Basically, you have people coming over here that the children are kind of paired with these traffickers that are going to sell them, and they're not doing DNA testing at the border. They're not showing even any ID. They're just, oh, okay, they're being told, they're being trained, oh, just say this at the border and they'll let you in. So this is continuing to fuel the fentanyl crisis, where they're now running fentanyl ads. Like, hey, safe. They manufacture the problem and they provide the solution. So there was no 2, 3 years ago kids had to worry about fentanyl and drugs when they're partying. Now they're making it. We caused the problem. We manufactured it. We brought this in. It's been killing people left and right. But you know what? Take this fentanyl strip test. You know, you know, and yeah, just unfortunate. So obviously, I've covered the border before. This is just a new escalation. Kind of similar to the race riots in the UK, where once again Europe is a few years ahead of us on years of open border of legal migrants. Now the legal migrants they've been sort of just, terrorizing the natives. So now the natives are pushing back, and then the media comes after any non any white or just non migrants, and they're being gaslit, and they're being like, oh, you guys are the racist ones. So they're gonna do the same thing to regular Americans, to black people, to American blacks, to American Latino, anybody who calls us out, who fights against it. What they're doing in the UK, if you look at Tommy Robinson and obviously there's some people in there that were, you know, there were some, people that were just kind of trying to target any migrants, just out of like anger with the riots. But it was based off of truth that Tommy Robinson was talking about. But what they're going to continue to do is gaslight. They're going to continue to let the migrants like terrorize and do whatever they want, and then they're going to gaslight and demonize the public or the natives for doing so. And we're going to slowly see that here as people call this out, whether they're Democrat, Republican, whether they're black, white, or some sort of native, American, uh, native born here. We're going to get called out for it. We're going to get demonized. How dare you? It's not happening. And when they find out happening, well, it's good that it is. Let me show you why. So, we'll cover this more and more, but that's all I got for now. Wasn't able to get my CBD bubble in the recording for whatever reason, but y'all know what I look like. So I'll talk to you later.